Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz and this is a Search Buzz video recap. Today is March 16th, Friday, and this is in search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week at seroundtable.com. The Twitter field and everything is buzzing, the SEO field is buzzing about this new thing that I wrote about this morning, that Matt Cutts of Google, the head of search spam at South by Southwest about a week or so ago, was in a panel with Dwayne Forrester and Danny Sullivan of Search Engine Land, Dwayne Forrester from Bing. And Matt Cutts said something that really I don't think I saw a post about, and they just released the audio for everybody to listen to, I guess late last night, so I listened to it this morning, and Matt Cutts said, and basically in short, that Google is releasing an algorithm, or they're working on an algorithm for the past few months, and they're going to release an algorithm or some type of update that his team, the search spam team, is working on specifically in the next few weeks to a couple months that is specifically going to target overly SEO'd sites and pages. And let me quote what he said. It's almost an exact quote. It's not a 100% exact quote, but it's almost an exact quote. And let me quote what. So somebody said basically, what about the people optimizing really hard? This is Matt Cutts. What about the people optimizing really hard and doing a lot of SEO? We don't normally pre-announce changes, he said, but there is something we are working on in the last few months and hoping to release it in the next few months, next month or few weeks. He said, we are trying to level the playing field a bit. All those people doing, for the lack of better words, over-optimization or overly SEOing stuff versus those making great content and great sites. We are trying to make Googlebot smarter, making the search results more relevant, making relevance better, and we're also looking for those who abuse it. Like adding too many keywords on a page or exchanging way too many links, or going well beyond what you normally expect. We have several engineers on my team working on this right now. So something is going on. I don't know why nobody caught this and wrote about it. Maybe somebody did and I missed it, so I apologize if that's the case. But this is something major news that's going to be hitting the Google search results sooner than later, and you better prepare for it. What I find interesting is also a couple of days ago, or actually yesterday, I did a post that basically a lot of SEOs are noticing that Google had made some major changes to Google search results. I thought maybe it was a Panda refresh or some type of an algorithm update. Google told me there's nothing specifically going on. There's no Panda data refresh. There's no specific algorithm being pushed out right now. And what I see in the forums actually now that Matt announced this was maybe that Google's testing this maybe, because people are saying the results are good, the results are bad, things are shifting back and forth. It's kind of like people are seeing these different data centers and even test results. So maybe what people are seeing on this March 15th post that Google's updating is maybe a test of what Matt Cutts announced or pre-announced a week or so ago. Not sure. We have a post about that on March 15th. But definitely people are noticing things. Talking about Panda, they had a big help thread. It was about 8,700 posts long, where people went ahead and posted their Panda problems. That thread went to a bunch of Googlers, their email address. Every time someone did a post, that post went directly to an email address that several Googlers actually checked. Google Webmaster Help Forums actually migrated to the new platform, the new Google Groups platform, and with that thread with 8,700 or so posts is now almost all gone. They had to split it up. I think the max they could fit in the thread is about 1,000 posts. So that thread is gone, and Google's John Mueller basically said it looks like that was the case. The content's still there, but you have to find it through searches. But now he's saying if you have problems with Panda, please make a new post, which actually goes against their original requirements of saying, please, if you have a Panda problem, post in this thread only. There was a fascinating video posted this week on the Google Search blog of a Google Search quality meeting. It was specifically one little abstract of about 8 minutes long of specifically spelling for long queries, spelling suggestions for long queries, and spelling corrections for long queries. But you basically saw all these different Google reps, from engineers to executives to search quality analysis and to webmaster trends analysis to people involved in webmaster tools and so forth, go ahead and talk about a search quality change that they made, and you see if they're going to approve it or not. So you have people like Amit, who's the head of search. On his left was Matt Cutts, head of search spam. On Matt's left was Ben Gomez, who's the head of search relevancy or something like that. Also on the other side was Panda, the guy who invented Panda. His name is Panda Nayak. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Scott Huffman, who's in charge of testing overall stuff in Google, the lead test guy. Also Paul Har was he was the ranking lead. And you have a lot of other people like on this thing. Plus you have people on the floor. Tiffany, who's on the webmaster, who's an engineer on the webmaster team. Anyway, it's pretty fascinating to see them go through this. If you have time, we posted on March 13th the whole video. Definitely take a look at that. Google announced their ad quality metrics stuff that they're working on. They've been working on it for the past in 2011, and they said in 2011 their techniques they put in place in order to make their ads safe and quality. It turned out to be they shut down over 800,000 advertisers and turned off about 130 million ads from displaying on Google's ad network. It's pretty major stuff. And they said the way they detect bad ads is when they did look at the ad itself, as well as they look at the landing page and detect scams, malware, and such. They also do manual reviews of stuff that was actually flagged by stuff that Google's algorithms are not sure about, and plus through user-generated spam reports. There's a whole cool video on how they do it. It's nice that they released that. You can learn more about this on March 15th at SERoundtable.com. Google also released a new Google Webmaster Tools feature for crawl errors. They revamped the whole entire interface and so forth. The problem is Vanessa Fox, who actually was no longer at Google but was responsible for creating Webmaster Tools, said this is actually a step backwards. I'm not going to get into all the details, but there are a lot of cool reports and new ways of doing things on the crawl errors section. You can see our pictures and you can see our commentary on March 13th at SERoundtable.com. Part of that was when Google released it, it seemed like a lot of people were saying, hey, Webmaster Tools is now showing up in multiple languages, German, French, Spanish, and it wasn't always the same language. It was rotating between different languages. And I thought originally it was only specific to the new crawl errors page, but it's not. It actually affects Google Analytics. It affects a lot of different properties, including Google News' homepage and stuff like that. This happened before once, so I'm not sure what the issue is, and I don't think it's specific to Google Webmaster Tools. I know Google's working on it. I don't think it's fixed yet. Google's Miley, who is a great Googler, she's really excellent at explaining really technical things to not so technical people. And she's one of her main things outside of Google TV and stuff is working with very technical issues with Webmaster Tools and SEOs. And one of the things she's responsible for is the rel canonical and also the rel view all and the rel next and previous. And part of that, she actually released this really detailed video describing when you should use what, why you should use it, and how to use it. If you want more information about that and you have sites that are really heavily paginated, you definitely want to take a look at that video March 13th at SERoundtable.com. Also this week, Matt Cutts went ahead and posted something on his Google Plus page debunking something that a CEO of a domain registrar in Australia went ahead and said. The CEO went ahead and did an article in Marketing Magazine in Australia basically saying the new TLD web addresses where you can buy custom TLDs will definitely be favored in Google over the .coms. So basically, if you want a ranking boost, an immediate ranking boost, buy a new TLD. That's what this guy said. Matt Cutts said, absolutely not. You don't know what you're talking about. He said, and I want to quote, he said, I feel the need to debunk this misconception. He also said that Google says, I don't expect a new TLD to get any kind of initial preference over .com, and I wouldn't bet on that happening in any long term either. Basically saying, you're wrong, stop spreading this misinformation, I'm tired of it, blah, blah, blah. This is interesting. So, Dwayne Forrester, he's basically the Matt Cutts of Bing, posted on the Microsoft Bing search blog, basically saying that he says that most sites, or all sites, or not all sites, but most sites should use the one URL strategy when it comes to mobile SEO. So if you have a website and you want to make mobile templates and mobile landing pages for that website, you should go with the one URL strategy. And I've gone through this several times in the past. Basically, it means that if you go to SERoundtable.com on your mobile phone, that URL is not redirecting to an m dot or a mobile dot SERoundtable.com. It's not using a question mark equals M at the end to format and redirect the page to a mobile specific landing page. all it's doing is showing a different style sheet based on the user agent that's going to the web page. And for most cases, I think that's great. It obviously consolidates link equity. It does a lot of things where it helps you save bandwidth and stuff like that. And Bing explained all the reasons why you should do it that fashion. And he says for most cases, you should definitely do that, and 100% I'm all for that. In certain cases, obviously, you shouldn't. Like if you want to make mobile landing pages specialized for, like, say, special campaigns. Maybe you're doing mobile Facebook campaigns, maybe AdWords campaigns that are only targeting mobile users. Maybe you're putting ads on mobile sites and you only want special types of things. And maybe you should do certain actions. But I think, for the most part, you really should do one URL strategies for your site. So if you want to do a responsive design, so somebody's going to your website and they're looking for specific content in your website, it should use one URL with a new style sheet. Google Google's John Mueller went ahead and said you should use the one URL approach as well, but there is no official Google policy on that. Google has different ways of handling it as well, but Bing has gone on the record as saying they really think you should go the one URL approach. Another Bing-related topic was Bing. Microsoft went ahead and there's a Wired story basically saying that they think, or Microsoft thinks that Bing is as fast and as good and as fresh as Google. It's not. I did some examples, cases showing that it's not. It's almost there. It's not 100% there. It's getting there. It's not as good. And I also even put a poll there asking if that's the case, and we have about 100 responses, and about 55% said Bing is definitely not as fast as Google, whereas 35% said they are. Almost done here. Sorry. All right. So Google's Amit. He's the head of search at Google completely. The Wall Street Journal had an article interviewing him, basically quoting him that Google's giving a refresh to their search engine. It's going to be the next generation of Google. It's the biggest revolution in Google or change in Google ever, renovation of Google ever, and it's the next generation of search, and it will impact about 10 to 20% of all search queries. Now the thing is, Danny Sullivan says, what's new here? Everything in the article is stuff they've done already or they're working to improve over time. But it's nothing new. They've been working on these things, and it really talks about semantic stuff and understanding data structures on the web. And Amit went ahead and posted on his Google Plus page basically saying, hey, look at this article, it's great, blah, blah, blah. And he gave an example. In 2010, they acquired Freebase, which is basically an open source knowledge graph. And at the time, they were pretty much had about 12 million interconnected entities and attributes. They've grown that from 12 million to 200 million. So the vision over time is to go ahead and to improve that and increase that, and to slowly, baby steps, on a long-term strategy, release things that help improve the knowledge engine of Google. Kind of what Bing's doing, obviously exactly what Bing's doing. But at the same time, they're doing this in baby steps. So I think it's basically saying, yeah, it's happening slowly, it's stuff you've seen already, but it's going to keep getting better and better. I think it was just a PR thing. That's what Danny thinks as well. And finally, there was these special Google logo for Akira Yoshizawa. Basically, he's the grandmaster of origami. He's credited for inventing modern origami today, and for that, a famous origami artist went ahead and created the Google Doodle for that day, purely out of origami, and he actually detailed in the Google blog how to actually do that yourself if you want to go ahead and make a Google logo out of origami. In any event, that was this week at the Search Engine Roundtable. This is the news from the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Today, again, is Friday, March 16th. Everyone, thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week. Everyone, have a great weekend. Bye.